China built a motorhome that expands so big, even Americans can't believe it. This Chinese Class C parks like a small van, then grows into a full-size coach the moment you stop. And it might fix the one-room small RVs always ruin. Let's take a look.
Motorhome luxury.
Priced from about $95,000 in a low-configuration export listing to about $110,000 for a fully loaded model, the Zhongyi Ultimate Dual Expansion is a serious Chinese motorhome built around an Iveco Daily, Ousheng-style commercial platform. This foundation makes sense once you see how much hardware this small body is carrying, because this isn't only a van with furniture bolted inside. It is a compact house built on a commercial chassis that has to support slide rooms, roof equipment, heavy water capacity, batteries, and full-time living systems. Starting with the front, it keeps the upright commercial face of the Iveco cab. You get a tall windshield for panoramic visibility, big side mirrors for campsites and narrow roads, a wide grille, and strong lighting for dark country drives. It also has a heavy-duty winch integrated into the front bumper for recovery situations. Above the cab, the molded fiberglass overcab section rises high enough for a proper upper sleeping zone. That is the first clue that Zhongyi is stacking space vertically instead of only stretching the body longer. Does this camper have a perfect body, or would you rather have a slimmer van even with less living space? Let us know in the comments. Moving to the driver's side, the true trick begins with the main left slide-out. When retracted, the slide sits cleanly inside the body line, so the RV still travels like one solid compact box. When deployed, it pushes outward and gives the central cabin room to breathe. This side also handles the practical utility pieces. A skirt storage bay for tools and camp gear, exterior service hatches, service vents, and the main shore power connection. Keeping the shore power cord here is smart, because the cable stays away from the campsite patio, while the vents keep heat and equipment access outside the living area. For the chassis, this Zhongyi uses a high-capacity Iveco-based rear-wheel drive platform with a listed total mass of about 11,900 pounds. Under the cab is a 3.0-liter turbo diesel, paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. Output is about 168 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. The body is just under 20 feet long, roughly 8 feet wide, and about 10 feet 8 inches tall. So by length it stays manageable, but by height and width it still feels like a serious coach with real standing room and an upper sleeping space inside. The marker lights and tall stance all fit the mission. At the rear, the second major expansion is all about parked space. Closed, the flat back wall keeps the RV compact and easy to back into a campsite. Open, the rear section creates a deeper sleeping zone without making the vehicle any longer while driving. Rear bedrooms are usually where compact motorhomes start making painful compromises. Zhongyi avoids that by keeping the length short on the road, then letting the bedroom grow only after you park. The rear also carries the taillights, reversing camera, manual support legs, a trailer hitch, and a massive pass-through storage compartment for bulky gear. There is an additional rear opening access door on the back wall, so you can grab equipment without reaching deep inside from the side doors. Just above this main trunk, there is also a deep, flat storage compartment sized for long gear, like fishing rods or snowboards. Those support legs are needed because both slide-outs add movement and weight when parked. Up on the roof, the Zhongyi becomes even stranger in the best way. It supports solar panels, roof vents, clearance lights, and air conditioning components, but a ladder access viewing platform is also available. So the roof is not only a place for equipment, it can become a private terrace, which most compact motorhomes never even attempt. On the passenger side, the campsite side comes together. This is where you find the main entry door, electric step, heavy-duty awning, exterior lights, freshwater fill point, and a pull-out single-burner fuel stove. Right next to the main entry door is a specialized small storage hatch, with a built-in wire shelf for utensils and small items, plus hanging hooks for clean towels. What would you keep in a compartment like that? And are these exterior hatches actually useful for your camping style, or just nice to have? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. The entry door and step make the coach easy to access, while the awning creates the main outdoor living space. The water system supports about 79 gallons of fresh water, 16 gallons of gray water, and an 11-gallon black tank. The pull-out fuel stove lets you cook outside without filling the cabin with heat or lingering smells, and the hatch above it keeps utensils, spices, or dry ingredients within reach. This side is clearly meant to be the clean, social, campsite-facing wall, while the driver's side handles more of the service work. With the outside covered, let's open the door and see how the space actually works. Step through the passenger side door, and the first impression is that the interior feels much more open than the short exterior suggests. The furniture uses a light gray and beige style finish with warm lighting, but the important part is the zoning. The driving cab is far forward, the overcab bed sits above it, the lounge and kitchen take the middle, and the bathroom and rear bedroom sit toward the back. Once the slide-outs are deployed, those zones feel separated instead of stacked on top of each other. Near the door, the main controls and everyday storage sit where you would expect them. You can step inside, check the electrical readouts, turn on the lights, monitor tank levels, and manage the living equipment without walking through the whole coach. With slide rooms, large water tanks, heating, cooling, exterior cooking, battery power, and roof equipment, this entry area works like a small command point. The smarter detail is hidden behind the touchscreen, a full backup panel of physical switches, so the main RV systems are still controllable if the screen fails. Above the cab is a pull-out overcab double bed. It works as a real sleeping space rather than an emergency bunk, with side windows for natural light and cross-ventilation, plus a sturdy ladder for access. During the day, it stays tucked above the cab to protect headroom. At night, it becomes the first major bed, helping Zhongyi add sleeping capacity without stretching the body any longer. Below that, the lounge sits in the main driver's side expansion. The seating uses a face-to-face dinette with a lift table in the center. These are automotive seats that electrically recline, so the space feels more like a small living room than a basic booth. Look at the ceiling and you will notice a projector, turning the dinette into a private theater, along with a flower petal-shaped LED ceiling light. At camp, this area becomes the living room, dining area, office, and extra bed. Drop the table down and the cushions form a flat sleeping space for guests or children. This lounge is where the left slide makes the most difference. Without it, the central aisle would be narrow and every cabinet door would feel like a negotiation. With the slide opened, the dinette gains shoulder room, the walkway opens up, and the large viewing window becomes the star of the middle cabin. Almost the entire wall can open into a panoramic portal, bringing in light and making the cabin feel much wider. It changes how usable the whole middle of the RV feels. The cabinetry around this space is also doing real work. Overhead lockers keep bedding, snacks, electronics, and daily supplies off the floor. The light upholstery helps the cabin feel wider, but the real luxury is movement. People can sit at the table while someone else stands at the kitchen or heads to the back room, which is where small RVs often fail. The kitchen sits by the entrance on the passenger side. Inside, it focuses on prep space and includes a deep sink, a quality faucet, a microwave, storage drawers, and overhead cabinets. To keep the counter clear, a wall-mounted multi-tier rack holds cooking oils, spices, decorative items, and the RV's remote controls. It doesn't have a fixed indoor stovetop, relying instead on portable induction equipment for indoor cooking. Above the kitchen, a Daikin air conditioner keeps the living area cooled, while the refrigerator setup behind the seating uses 2 stacked units. The kitchen also connects cleanly to the exterior cooking setup. In good weather, you cook outside under the awning with the pull-out single-burner stove. In rain or cold, you use portable induction inside on the counter. Since the kitchen is also on the passenger side, the campsite workflow makes sense. This is where people enter, cook, unload gear, and gather. Toward the rear, on the passenger side, is the expandable bathroom. Compact motorhomes almost always fail here because a wet bath is either cramped or it steals too much floor space all day. Zhongyi's answer is a patented retractable bathroom structure. When expanded, it gives the shower and wash area extra width. Inside, you get a macerating toilet, sink, shower head, mirror, towel rack, curtain, ventilation, and waterproof surfaces. It is still a compact RV bathroom, but the moving wall means you do not feel like you are showering inside a closet. That is the feature that makes the layout feel more thought through than many competitors. A normal fixed bathroom this size would tighten the aisle. A tiny permanent wet bath would make showering annoying every day. Zhongyi keeps the bathroom compact for travel, then lets it claim more room when parked. It is a complicated answer, but it solves a real problem instead of adding motion only for attention. This is also where the original question gets answered, because the bathroom changes from a squeezed compromise into a space you could actually use every day. For power, higher-spec versions can bring a 48-volt lithium battery setup, a 5,000-watt inverter, and an optional 660-watt solar array utilizing those roof panels. Exact equipment changes by build, but the direction is clear. This setup is made for more than simple one-night campground stops, with enough off-grid support for the projector, air conditioner, appliances, and devices, without always plugging into shore power. At the very rear is the main bedroom, created by the rear expansion slide. Once the rear slide is deployed, the transverse double bed becomes much more usable, surrounded by storage cubbies and large windows. Upper cabinets hold clothing and bedding, while the deep rear storage below handles bulkier outdoor gear from the outside compartments. The separation of space is perfection. The bed is a bedroom, the dinette is a lounge, the kitchen is a kitchen, and the bathroom finally has enough room to work. The rear room is where the motorhome feels closest to a much larger American Class C. You can leave the main bed made, keep visual clutter away from the lounge, and still move through the cabin. Rear and side windows help with airflow, while reading lights and nearby cabinets make the space useful at night. In a body this short, having a dedicated rear sleeping zone is the payoff for the whole expansion system. The driving cab rounds off the package with the practical feel of an Iveco workhorse. You get high seating, a commanding view of the road, and driver assistance or camera systems depending on trim. It is not the glamorous part of the RV, but it is the reason the heavy house behind it can safely carry so much equipment. So, what do you make of this Chinese motorhome? Is it winning you over, or are you still not convinced? In terms of packaging, it makes a strong case. It stays under 20 feet on the road, then uses the left slide, rear slide, and retractable bathroom to fix the three biggest pain points in compact RV living. The real question is whether you would trust all those moving parts and seals for the space they create. To ease those worries, Zhongyi includes a hidden access cover outside that lets you manually crank the slide back into the body if the motor fails. Would you take the complicated expanding slide-outs to get more space in a smaller RV, or would you rather keep things simple and traditional? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. Want to see a Korean motorhome that shakes the RV industry to its core? If so, click on the video on your screen and we will see you soon at a brand new luxury motorhome.